Hi, and welcome to Paws With A Cause. Here at Paws, we custom train assistance dogs to enhance the quality of life and independence for people with disabilities. Now, Paws started back in the late 70s when our current CEO, Mike Sapp, was on a delivery route, and one of the gentlemen on his route was Marty Jensen. And Marty and his wife Diane were in the process of adopting a 3-year-old deaf child. Now, the Jensens were a little afraid that they wouldn't be able to hear their baby cry and be alerted to things like the doorbell or the smoke detector going off. And at the time, they knew that Mike raised and trained Dobermans. So Marty approached Mike and asked him if he would be willing to train their dog Crystal to be a hearing dog for them. And Mike agreed. Wasn't sure it would work, but said he'd give it a try. So Mike started going over to their house a couple times a week and training Crystal to hear the doorbell ring and to listen for the smoke detector and for their child to cry. And if you ask Mike, he'll say that it worked almost too well. One night he went over to their house for a training session and noticed that there were a number of couples in the living room. Mike thought at first that maybe he had the wrong night, but Marty turned to him and said, "No, Mike, you don't understand. All of these couples are deaf, and they all want you to train a dog for them." And that's how Paws really got its start, just someone trying to help a friend. So Mike started getting calls from across the state, and then even from other states, for people who were interested in getting a dog from him. And his wife, Candy, is really the one who kind of said, "You know what, Mike, we've got to do something a little bit different here." At the time, she was working for a law firm downtown, and so with the help of the firm, they were able to draw up some paperwork and create a 501c3, and Paws was born. Since then, we've been doing very well and have trained and placed over 2,600 dogs across the country.
So what kind of dogs do you train?
We actually train 4 different types of assistance dogs here at Paws. We train service dogs for people who have mobility issues. We also train dogs for people who are deaf or hard of hearing. We have a newer program for children with autism, and then we also train seizure response dogs.
How much does it cost for a client to get a dog?
Well, we estimate that it costs around $30,000 to raise a dog, but our clients actually don't have to pay anything. Through generous donors, the United Way, and workplace giving campaigns, we're able to provide all of our assistance dogs free of charge to our clients.
Wow, that's impressive.
So if you're ready, we'll go check out what Paws is all about.